In a city buzzing with excitement, the annual Extreme Gamer Championship was all anyone could talk about. Gamers from across the city lined up to test their skills in the ultimate competition, where the winner would claim a brand new gaming console and a year's supply of the latest games. Among the competitors were two unlikely rivals, Turbo the Hare and Toby the Tortoise. Turbo the Hare was a legend in the gaming world, known for his insane speed and flashy playstyle. He bragged constantly about how he could beat anyone with his lightning-fast reflexes. "No one can touch me," he boasted before the competition started. Turbo was so confident that winning had become second nature to him. On the other hand, Toby the Tortoise was an underdog. He wasn't fast, and he never tried to rush through games. Instead, Toby was calm, patient, and focused. While others sped through levels, Toby took his time, thinking through each move carefully. Some competitors laughed at his slow progress, but Toby didn't mind. He knew his own strength, determination. The championship began with the signal from the announcer. Turbo, with a smirk, blazed through the first few levels like a rocket, flying past obstacles and crushing enemies without breaking a sweat. By the time he reached the halfway point, he looked back at the scoreboard and saw that Toby was still on the first level. Turbo chuckled. "Too easy," he said to himself. Meanwhile, Toby was still inching through the opening levels, moving methodically. He didn't worry about how far behind he was. He stayed focused on his own game. Turbo, feeling unbeatable, decided he could afford to take a break. He put down his controller, grabbed his phone, and started scrolling through social media. "I'm so far ahead I could take a nap and still win," he thought. His overconfidence was growing by the minute. But as Turbo relaxed, Toby kept grinding. He slowly moved through each level, one at a time, avoiding mistakes and staying patient. His careful approach meant he never had to restart a level, and before long, Toby had moved past several stages. While everyone else was rushing, failing, and retrying, Toby was advancing steadily. After a while, Turbo glanced up at the screen. He expected to see Toby still lagging behind, but to his shock, Toby was catching up. "How is that possible?" Turbo muttered, scrambling to pick up his controller. He jumped back into the game, panicking as he realized how much ground Toby had gained. In his haste to reclaim his lead, Turbo started making sloppy mistakes. He rushed through the levels, but each time, he tripped over obstacles, missed crucial jumps, and had to restart. Meanwhile, Toby, calm and composed, inched closer to the final level. Finally, as Turbo furiously tried to speed through the last few stages, Toby completed the final challenge and crossed the finish line. The crowd erupted in cheers. Toby the Tortoise had won the championship. Turbo stared at the screen, his mouth hanging open in disbelief. He had been so sure of his victory that he never considered that Toby could catch up, let alone beat him. Toby smiled humbly as he accepted the grand prize. Turbo, now humbled, approached Toby and offered a handshake. "I guess I learned my lesson," Turbo admitted. "Speed isn't everything." Toby nodded. "Slow and steady wins the race," he said with a grin. And from that day on, Turbo never underestimated the power of patience and persistence again.